Where's the latest from Candace Owens? Oh, yeah. Now TPUSA and Erica Kirk are robots. They're not even humans.
Hybrid. You know what I mean? Like
something very disturbing is happening.
Important topics for sure, right? Volkish spirit. Yeah, the issues that really matter.
In America, I feel like AmFest is, or what it did for me was it contributed to my realization that the future, the dark future that everyone's always predicting, like the AI future, it's here. We're actually here. I think that we are fighting machines. I think that these people are not humans, that they're sentinels that maybe look like humans. That's how I feel. I feel like it's the single solitary event that contributed to my realization that the
sentinels that look like humans, huh? Now we're getting to the bottom of things. She's like the crazy girl on the plane. Like, what did she say? Like, what's going on? What are you? Or something crazy she said.
Sure is happening right now.
Leading people into AI, I have always sensed this demonic because I'm telling you, I don't think people are human. Like I look at Elon.
Dude, they're not even human. They're like aliens. It's like demonic. It's like satanic. It's like totally not Jesus and Catholicism.
Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel. And I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean?
Pretty sure they're hybrids.
Look
know what I
like
mean, man?
an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know?
I don't know, but I know they're not humans. You know what I mean? They're giving non-human vibes. You know what I mean? I think they're like demonic entities.
Like my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human. I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not going to stab them.
It's like, she's like the woman on the plane. Motherfucker back there is not real. He is not real. Lizard overlords. Yeah. Candace is really, really getting to it now. They're holograms.
But I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out. You know what I mean?
The gap that's between us and they don't know how to behave like humans. You know what I mean? Like we're fighting
about to hit the goal.
A computer code that is presenting as a human being, but actually it can't comprehend.
It's like a spiritual battle against like robots and satanic demon Nordic Aryan overlords and like the Illuminati, globalist, reptilian, international space elves, secret spacecraft, alien, intergalactic federal. Dude, everything is such kooky, kosher conspiracies out there. It's making me crazy. Humanoids. It's just everywhere. Schizophrenic mental illness everywhere.
Human emotion, and the programmers can't quite write the code specifically enough to emulate real human emotion. And so in response, they're just multiplying the sentinels. Like they're sending more of them to say and do things that are obviously abnormal, that are obviously inhumane, and they're hoping that with enough of them pretending like it's fine, they can override our humanity.
I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know?
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Senator Bernie Moreno, speaking at Chabad Synagogue in Miami at an event with Netanyahu, urges the audience to spread Hasbara to advance the interest of Israel. So just a normal Wednesday?
Difficult target. And what we've witnessed since October 7th is a nation that rallied with tremendous excellence in the way you defended your homeland, the way you decided you will not allow something like that to occur ever again. And it's that brilliance, that excellence that you must now use to fight a new and much more difficult target, which is a misinformation campaign being financed by tens of billions of dollars on social media that's affected college campuses, that's affected actually K through 12 now, that's affected our nonprofits, that quite frankly, and I've witnessed it as a new United States Senator, has affected our elected officials who should know better and who do know better, but are buying into propaganda that is just fundamentally flawed. So my plea to all of you here is, I'll echo what the Prime Minister said. Please do everything possible to rally the brilliance of the Israeli people, the brilliance of the Jewish people, to bring truth to social media, because we know what's right We know they're wrong. Please know that with me and with Senator Moody and virtually the entire Republican conference, we have your backs because we know you have ours. Thank you very much.
Oh, it was "My debt is paid," something like that. That shirt. Maybe if I look up debt. Let's go. We got another one from him.
Thank you. So let me start by
Noise.
giving all of you a huge thank you as a Christian, not as a senator, not as a politician.
Thank you, Jews. Thank you for Jesus.
Because you see, what I understand and what Christians all over America understand is that without a strong state of Israel, Christianity would quite literally be wiped off the face of the earth also. So thank you for your efforts there.
Really? How so?
And on behalf of the U.S. government, let me also say thank you. Because Israel is quite literally fighting the war that otherwise we would have to fight. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for what you do.
Oh my God. Christian.
Thank you.
Typical Christian. Senator Ashley Moody at Chabad Synagogue.
In Florida, we happen to be the home state of two of the greatest allies of the state of Israel, President Donald J. Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Her voice kills me. Ron DeSantis.
It should surprise no one when I became the Attorney General here in Florida, having been a judge, someone who knew what it meant to protect rights, that the first thing we did as a Florida cabinet in unity is take our first international cabinet meeting to the state of Israel.
Oh my God.
In our
So
new
cringe.
embassy in Jerusalem. That was in 2019. And I learned firsthand immediately what it was to fight because we got sued while I was
Make
there.
it stop.
And as Attorney General, I fought back.
Yeah, maybe Candace is right.
I learned on that trip
She's not human.
an understanding and faith and meaning of what it means to live in the state of Israel and your home. And I met with experts in security, in the rule of law, and I understood and saw firsthand how important our ally was between the state of Israel and not just the United States of America, but the beating heart, the beacon of freedom for this nation, the free state of Florida.
Wow, dude. It's just like a Shabbos Goy conference. Okay, let's see. I think we're going to end it with this today. Scott Adams, who is dying, I believe, of pancreatic cancer. One of his final moves is to throw a Pascal's wager bone to his Christian friends. That voice was like the worst I've ever heard. Okay, so look, and then he follows up and he says, no more. Scott Adams politely requests that the Christians back off from giving him medical and religious advice. So at first I thought he was just trying to like pander and throw a bone to the Christians, but he was really just saying he accepts Jesus so that all the Christians would stop harassing him. But look at this. Scott Adams says he'll announce they don't care that he's doing this as like a funny way of saying leave him alone. They go, Jason Cohen, Daily Caller, Cohen at Daily Caller. Scott Adams announces he'll convert to Christianity in his final days, and they're all happy. 22,000 likes, 2.6 million views. Pascal's wager, which is so stupid. And people, all the Christians are in the comments like, it's smart. He's got good logic. God just loves people trying to hedge their bets and get into heaven. Let's see.
And especially whenever I talk about this.
I hate seeing him like this. Makes me think a lot about how shitty it would be to get cancer and die like this.
Whenever I talk about this.
Yeah, they're so dumb and gullible and easy to placate. Exactly. Watch.
Whenever I talk about this simulation, and especially when I talk about my own impending death. Many of my Christian friends and Christian followers say to me, Scott, you still have time. You should convert to Christianity. And I usually just let that sit because that's not an argument I want to have. I've not been a believer. And but I also have respect for any Christian who goes out of their way to try to convert me. Because how would I believe you believe your own religion if you're not trying to convert me? So I have great respect for people who care enough that they want me to convert and then go out of their way to try to convince me.
See, I just care so much. I want to save them from their Jewish brainwashing. So the feeling is mutual. Yeah, he got vaccinated. He's spoken about how upset he was that he got vaccinated, I believe. Also, when he first got cancer, I heard he was like trying to take ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine or something like that, and then it didn't work. And then he was like
You're going to hear for the first time today that it is my plan to convert. So I still have time, but my understanding is you're never too late. And on top of that, any skepticism I have about reality would certainly be instantly answered if I wake up in heaven. I do believe that the dominant Christian theory is that I would wake up in heaven if I have a good life. Yeah, I don't necessarily have to, just state something in advance.
Dude, his replies and retweets, quote tweets, are full of Christians going, no, you can't just be a good person. You have to accept Jesus as the Son of God and died for your sins and blood, and the only Son of God. You have to do that or you can't go to. Yeah, he's humoring them, but they don't care. They're all don't see it. They don't get it. Sometimes lying is so much better than fighting retards. I know. He had to ask again after this. He tried to placate them and just humor them, so they'd leave him alone in his last days they're trying to push Jesus on him so he can go to heaven. And then he had to double down and say it again.
And so, to my Christian friends, yes, it's coming. So you don't need to talk me into it. I am now convinced that the risk reward is completely smart. If it turns out that there's nothing there, I've lost nothing. But I've respected your wishes, and I like doing that. If it turns out there is something there, and the Christian model is the closest to it, I win. So with your permission, I promise you that I will convert.
With your permission. Yeah, I'm sure God will be like, well, he didn't really believe. God's at the gate, the pearly gates in heaven. And he's like, well, he didn't really believe, but he hedged his bets and said, like, well, he'll say he believes just in case. I'm sure that works. Scott Adams is like,
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God!
And the Christians are just like clapping like seals. Yay, he did it. Scott Adams politely requests people back off from giving him religious advice.
It's a private relationship.
Look at this. He says, I appreciate the outpouring of suggestions and questions, but what happens next is between me and Jesus. I won't be responding to your well-intentioned messages on the topic. They're a lot. The guy's like on his final days dying of cancer, and Christians are obnoxiously annoying him about accepting Jesus so he doesn't go to hell. Talk about annoying.
As much as I appreciate how much you care about me, and I appreciate your efforts to suggest things I can do, at the moment it's not helping me to get medical or religious advice. So if you would respect that, that would be my best situation. On the medical stuff, you should assume I've looked into all the options. On the religious stuff, I would like you to say that it's a private relationship between me and Jesus, and I'd like to keep it that way. But I totally appreciate the good intentions. I do love it that you care enough about to write me long messages about what I should do medically or religiously, but
Dude,
it doesn't work.
Imagine how annoying that must be. His messages are full of obnoxious Christians henpecking him about Jesus. In other words, yeah, Onyx Rock. In other words, please stop, you annoying assholes.
With my current situation. So I'll just ask you to back off on that, please.
Back off, please, Christians.
All right. Snore the Bible. Good advice.
Snort the
I'm
Bible.
going to talk privately to the good people on locals. And so we'll be private on that in 30 seconds. For the rest of you, thank you so much for joining.
You know, I want to see. Hold on. Let's do this. Reopen, close tab. I wanted to read some of these comments. It's too late. This is depressing. It is depressing. I hate seeing it. I'm starting to get to that age where I'm worried about, especially when you got young kids that you want to look after for a long time, you know, staying healthy and living to an old age. Look at this. Here it is. 700 likes by this obnoxious Christian. You don't wake up in heaven because you had a good life. Being good enough isn't good enough, goy. You got to believe in the magical Jews and the magical Jewish prophecies, or you're going to burn forever. You wake up in heaven for having accepted salvation through Christ and his forgiveness of his sins we commit while attempting and failing to live a good life. 700 likes. Look at this. The prayers have paid off. God bless Scott Adams. It's never too late. Dude, another one seething about, no, you don't get into heaven for living a good life. That doesn't matter. You could be the worst evil person your whole life and then just say you believe on your deathbed, and then these Christians will think you go to heaven. That's how stupid this is. Jesus said I'm the way and the truth and the life. This is the founder of Give, Send, Go, too. No one comes to the Father but through me. I don't give a fuck about getting to your fake Jewish father. He died for you, Scott. Come to him to find him. How about back off, Yaakov? You questioning my faith, bro? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got faith, dude. What do you have, you little bitch? You want to throw down, bro?
Okay, hey.
You want to see what it feels like to talk shit about Christians, dude? I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, that's the Christian response, totally. This is great news. God bless you, Scott. The Christian theory is not that you wake up in heaven if you... They're all seething that he said that. Good for him. Best choice. Truth leads where logic fears to tread. Sure, bro. My eyes are on God. Welcome home, Scott. Evan Kilgore. Praise the Lord. These people are so dumb they don't even get that he's not even being serious. He's making a joke and trying to be polite, and you guys don't even get it. Very moving, Julia says. 180,000 followers. Dude, we're not going to make it. These people are not going to make it. Wow. 1 million followers. Praying for him. Incredible. 350,000 followers. See how the pandering and throwing a bone and Christ grifting, how popular it is? Is this not obvious with the responses that he's getting? Do it now. You don't know when you will draw your last breath. If you confess that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior of your life, nothing else matters, says Erica. This is so dumb. So you're telling me you could be the most evil, you could be a murderer, a rapist, you could be the most immoral person that ever lived, but if you just confess that Jesus that Christ is king and the Mashiach, nothing else matters? Insane.
Are you questioning my faith? You want to go?
All right, I'm disgusted. I've seen enough.